My buddy pissed in my closet during a house party. Decided to have my first big house party. Talk to my parents, they're cool with it. And I tell all these people coming to my house, "Oh yeah, I can get us alcohol." And my mom had one rule for the party. She was like, "No hard liquor." Of course, at that point I have to get a bunch of hard liquor because everyone's asking me for it. I tell everyone, "Yeah, I got a connection. I can get us some alcohol." At the time I work at Dick's Sporting Goods and my buddy, we'll call him Griff, works right across the street. The plan was for us to go get alcohol after work because again, I've told everyone I have a connection to get us drinks. I just haven't figured out that connection yet, and it's the day of the party. I worked with some college aged guys at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm telling them about this party, and they're like, and I'm like, I need somebody, I need somebody to get me alcohol. Well, this guy will call him Houston. He says, I can pick it up for you. You got the money? I'm like, yeah, I got money for it. I'm good for it. Can you get it for me after work? He's like, yeah. How much alcohol? I'm like, oh, a couple cases of beer. And as the day goes on, I'm getting these orders, knowing I'm getting a bunch of different liquor because I want to tell him this huge order of alcohol, and then have him say no because it's a pain in the ass to pick it up. After work, my buddy Griff meets us in the Dick's Sporting Goods parking lot. We follow him over to this liquor store. Right as he's about to go in, he's like, "Give me the list." So I give him my iPhone note of drinks, and it's all this different liquor, like 3 or 4 different types of liquor, cases of beer. And he's like, you can tell he's irritated, and I give him the money, and he walks in. I didn't realize how much everything cost. He comes out, you can tell he's just pissed. And the guys like from the liquor store is looking right at us. He throws the beer and alcohol in the back of my car, and he's like, "You owe me $5. Get out of here." And me and Griff take off. We go back to my house. Party starts happening. At one point, my buddy Beef and Griff, they're talking to girl. They go down in the basement to hang out with them. I'm out back because I kept the party in the basement and out back. So we have a lot of property out back. So like a fire going, we're chilling out there. As people were kind of in and out of the house or whatever. Beef and Griff are downstairs. I think 7-5 was with them. I'm not 100% sure. But about 20 minutes go by, and these 2 chicks and my 3 best friends come staggering out. Because I have these walk up steps from the basement to the back patio. And they come staggering out. My buddies are just like incoherent, can hardly speak. And I'm like, what happened down there? Because they had got a bottle of Svedka, but we've drank Svedka many times. And you're thinking, there's no way they drink that much because they're trying to talk to these chicks. So they wanted to be like functioning, and they just were the complete opposite of that. And I'm like, what is going on? My buddy Griff, the only words he could make out at the time, he's like, the peace cup, the peace cup. I'm like, the peace cup? What is he talking about? I go downstairs, and my parents had like some shot glasses and beer mugs behind our bar in the basement. There was a shot glass. It was a 70s themed hippie shot glass, like peace and love and all that. But it was one of those double glasses, not just like a single shot glass. It's a bigger one. So basically, for every one shot, you're taking two, and that's the one they were using. So they were all destroyed. Okay, and my buddies all had plans of what they were gonna do going into this party. One of which was Beef getting his first kiss. So Beef is trashed, and he comes over. He's like, "I'm gonna get my first kiss tonight." We're like, "Do it, go for it." So Beef, being Beef, didn't want to do it in front of the whole party. So the girl he's talking to, he has her come down the hill with him. Now I have like an acre-long hill down into the woods, and we have a chicken coop down there. Okay, so Beef's down there for 5-10 minutes, and we all think our boy's making out, getting his first kiss. What a great night for him, right? And then the chick comes like walking up the hill, straight face. And we're like, okay, something went wrong. Bob was like, fuck it. So I said, did you kiss him? And she's like, yeah, once. And then he puked. So I guess like they kissed, and then Beef from drinking so much turned and puked all over the place. So that's hilarious. Just like I can't imagine what was going through the chick's head at the time. That absolutely killed me. Then we can't find Griff, and I tell Griff's cousin like, "Hey man, have you seen your cousin? Like, where is he at?" And he's like, "I don't know, man." Finds him sitting next to his car because we had all these. I have all these woods and a couple big fields surrounding my house, so that's where people would park, but when you're drinking that much, people would tend to wander. So now I'm getting a little worried, like, yeah, we got to keep track of all my buddies. And I had another buddy, Jay, who had me pick up a bottle of coconut Malibu. I'll never forget it because he drank the whole thing himself and is just blitzed. So Jay is gone. And all he keeps saying is, "We're fine. I'm fine." And he's telling everyone else, "You're fine. You're fine." At this point, my mom realizes like how trashed everyone is. And when she came down to check on us in the basement, she sees a bunch of hard liquor bottles laid around. So she's like, "Damn it, Thomas, why did you let him do that?" I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. And I didn't even get that trash because I was so worried about my buddies. Because I was drinking pretty good and I was stuck with beer. But I see my buddies are all just a mess. I'm like, oh man, I got to back off. So I had pretty much stopped drinking at this point. And my mom's like, I'm going to order some pizzas for everybody. Keep track of your friends, make sure they're okay. My mom says the pizzas are here, and 7-5's like, I'll get them, I'll get them. I'm like, all right. My mom had ordered one of those huge, they're called Beast pizzas. They're like a family size pepperoni pizza that my buddy 7-5 took downstairs. So everyone else is out back, and we're waiting for the pizzas to come out. And my mom opens the back door. She's like, did 7-5 bring the pizzas out? I'm like, no. So she goes downstairs to check on them. And she finds 7-5 laying on an open pizza box, and he's asleep on the family size pizza. And my mom said, to this day, my mom still laughs about this. She goes, 7-5, and he wakes up, and there's pizza all and grease all over his face. He's like, "Oh, sorry, this pizza's just so good. I was just eating it for a little bit," and like staggers up, scoops up the pizza box, and goes out back. So the night's winding down, wrapping up. People who had drivers and weren't spending the night are leaving, and my 4 or 5 buddies that were spending the night, they come inside. So we get my buddy Jay laid down, make sure he's good. A couple other my friends make sure they're good, and then I have the degenerates. I have 7-5 Beef and Griff to take care of. And shout out my buddy Louis T was helping as well because he wasn't as blitzed as the other 3. We get 7-5 laid down, we get Griff laid down, and then we're looking around and somehow, and at this point my parents are helping, and we can't find Beef for the life of us. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And again, we're surrounded by like 80 acres of woods and field, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where's Beef? So my dad literally has a flashlight, and we're in the woods, like in all the surrounding woods and fields looking for Beef. It's been like 10, 15 minutes at this point. We're panicking. We're like, where is Beef? One of the kids who's helping us look goes, oh my God. And we turn around. He had gotten in his car, his Civic. He had a Civic at the time, and it had super dark tint. And just nobody thought to look in his car, which again, we had taken all the keys of everyone who was staying, but his car was unlocked. So he just got in his car and fell asleep. So my mom's like, "Oh my God, get him out of there!" So we open the door, and he's so trashed that we have to like hold one arm each, right? Me and my buddy who's helping walk him inside, and we're just walking him in, and it's quiet, real quiet. If you could picture like the sound of people walking through the grass, and crickets chirping and shit, and Beef goes, "Miss Ziegler, guess what?" And my mom's like, "What?" And he goes, "I got my first kiss tonight," and we all just started dying. So we get Beef inside, lay him on one of the couches. He's asleep. And then there's a knock at the front door. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go running upstairs. I open the door, and it's a dad of one of my buddies. And it's Jay's dad. And he's like, yeah, Jay texted me, said he was ready to come home. I'm like, oh, his car is here. He's like, yeah, it's fine. He'll come back and get it tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay. So it turns out my buddy was way more, which I should have known. He drank a whole bottle of Malibu by himself. But he had his dad come pick him up because he didn't want to stay at my house. And I guess he was like 5 minutes down the road from my house. He's puking out the side of his dad's car. So I was like, oh man, poor kid. That's terrible. Can't find 7-5 and Griff now after I just put Beef to bed. And my mom and dad were like, we're going to bed. Like, you got to take care of your party. You got to take care of your friends. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I go into the bathroom because I hear a bunch of noises coming. Like, what the hell's going on? 7-5 and Griff are in there taking selfies in my mirror in my bathroom. And my parents had this huge, one of those big puzzles, and it was drafts. And I'll never forget, I wasn't allowed, my buddies didn't let me put the real videos in from this night, but there's a puzzle on the wall. And if you can just picture 2 drunk guys holding each other up and they're pointing and they're connecting the dots on this puzzle. And I opened the door. My buddy Griff turns and looks at me and goes, we're looking at the puzzles. And just starts laughing. And my buddy 7-5's like, all the pieces are the same. It was just such a funny moment. So we get 7-5 out, get him put to bed, and then the puking starts. And unfortunately, this night, it was Griff. I was worried about, because I don't know, everyone's heard the stories, laying flat on their back, and they puke, and they choke on their own vomit. Like, that's the type of drunk he was, and I was just worried about it. So I'm laying on the floor in my room, and I had put Griff in my bed next to me. And I finally got him to go to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm not asleep for more than 20 minutes. And I hear this trickling sound. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is it raining? Like, I didn't know it was raining. And then I listened a little bit more. I'm like, it sounds like it's in my room. Like, did a pipe burst or something? Like, what is that sound? And it's pitch black. And I roll over and I just see the silhouette of my friend. And he's aiming at my closet, pissing. And I don't know if you ever heard someone like yell at a dog when they're doing something wrong. And I just am like, Griff! He like jumps, pulls his pants up, and goes running out of my room. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I wasn't even mad. I'm just like, what just happened? I thought I had got him sobered up enough to go to sleep. So I got to go running after him and figure out what the hell's going on. Well, long story short, he had just run out and decided to sleep on the floor with everybody else. But I was just like, what the fuck happened? But I ended up going to bed. Everybody was fine. And the next day, that was it. It was just such a funny story. So I guess the lesson there would be for all my young party goers out there: listen to your parents. If they suggest not going for the hard liquor, just stick to beer. If you're early on in your drinking experience. But man, that was to this day one of my favorite memories. Also, I know a lot of you say you want to see more of the real videos from these stories. I don't put those out on TikTok because TikTok is so sensitive and takes everything down, and I don't want to get my account banned. If you want to check out real clips from these moments, go to my Instagram. It's where I post all those videos because they don't get taken down on Instagram. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street getting paid, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. And we're good. My buddy pissed in my